share my screen and go from there. All right, great. So this is work order 124. I've kind of jumped a step. Basically what happened was I created a work order. I sent it out to my technician, Michael. Michael went to the job. He did the work. He finished it. And then when he closed that job, he sent the work order to the customer as verification so they can look at it. So this is just what your office would see once that job is done. But then I want to switch over to my email. So I'll pretend to be the customer receiving this email that basically says, hello, let's just say I work for the hospital. The cleaning was done, just shows a time, a date, a location, the time it took, or the time the technician was there. And then it asks for feedback by clicking on a star or how many stars they want to rate it. So obviously it's out of 5 stars. And so if the customer wants to rate 5 stars, just click the 5th star. And then it'll bring the customer to their customer portal login. So if they don't know the information for their login, you can resend an invite, and I'll show how to do that. But if they do already have access, this is what will pop up. So they'll see this. My name is Julia, and this is my company, the hospital. And basically, I'm leaving feedback for this job. And just to remind, just to note, this is strictly a feedback for the job, not for the technician as a whole. So be aware of that. This is strictly just for that job that they did today. So good work, would recommend. You can just put whatever you want in there. And then as the customer, I'll submit this feedback. Cool. And then let's go back to this work order just to show you what it looks like once that review has been left. I'll collapse these fields, and then I'll go to review. Again, just to be clear, this review will be on the work order, not on the customer page. So I'll go to review, and then as you can see, it automatically syncs, and it's there. So 5 stars, the comment is there, and then you can go ahead and approve it. Just to note that it's seen and it works well. Obviously, there's no language that you don't want to show or anything like that, so you can just approve it from here. Great. So let's go ahead and go back to this person's customer portal just to show you what it looks like. So if I'm the customer and I log in, I can see all my jobs that I have been given. I can narrow these down into active, completed, or if it's an estimate. But let's go ahead and find that job that I just rated. So it was work order 124. So I'll search for that. And then immediately you can see on the bottom here, here it is. And if I click on it, you'll see the comment that I left just earlier. So you'll see again what the experience was, the stars. If there was any more notes about this work order, you'll see it here. And then I go, of course, as a customer, you can download the PDF directly from here. And so don't believe it has the rating on here, but this is obviously just the work order receipt. Cool. So that's kind of what the customer were able to log in. Just also too, the customer at any point, obviously if the customer sees this email, deletes it, whatever it may be, they can go and log into their customer portal. I can select a job. Let's select one that still needs to be done. Select one that has been completed. Yeah, and that's important to know too. So if the customer wanted to log in, they could obviously only rate the jobs that have been completed. So this customer could log in. If they forgot about that email, they can go into here, rate the experience again, and put some notes in. Great. So that's what you'd see from a customer standpoint. Again, from a business standpoint, you'll see that review down here attached to the work order. Now let's go ahead and pull a report of this or of reviews that we're getting just to see an overarching look. So I would go to my reports section, and then under accounting reports, we will see reviews report. And then again, you can kind of narrow this down into ones that are open, approved, published, responded to. So let's see all of them right now. Let's look at the month, even though I don't think there's any more. Let's go back a few months. So there's a couple ratings. So again, you'll be able to see the work order, who it was assigned to, the customer, the comment, and the status. And if I'm not mistaken, you can then also, you can also narrow it down by the customer. So obviously there's only 3 of them here, but let's say you have 100 different reviews to sort out, you're able to kind of narrow it down by the customer and see exactly how they're doing. Cool. So unfortunately, there's no ability to export at this time. There is something possibly talked about, worked out with that, but at this time, there's no export ability with this specific report. Cool. All right, that's great. Let's slide over to the second section of this webinar. It talks about the ability to get a customer list, export it. Obviously, maybe you want to do it based on a certain duration. Maybe the last 3 months, you want to see all your new customers. And what's big is you can take that customer list with the email information, phone number. You can throw it into really easy into any email campaign site. And then you can obviously email them from there. But just to show how to export that data, I'll go to the reports section. And then I will head over to marketing reports, and I'll create my own. So I'll hit the plus button. So I'm going to create a new report, and I'm going to then select on customer list. So this allows me to build my own report with the specific fields that I'd like to include. So with this, I would like to include the company name, the email. I don't need to see the marketing category at this time. Perhaps you want to see what city they're in. So again, you can select any of these tabs, these fields, include them however you'd like. And the great thing is that, again, you can select the date range, and then also you can narrow down a company. So if you have multiple companies, really easy to select which company you're viewing. So let's select a range of a couple months ago. Let's do August 1st till today, or till the end of January. Take a second to load. Great. So we have the company name, customer name, campaign name. So basically, how were these people found? And then your email. For instance, once you export this, though, maybe you want to change the order around. It's really easy to drag and drop this. So you can select this and move it over to the second row. And then if you maybe want to move the city over to here, you can do that. So easy to kind of rearrange and see how this looks. Cool. So we'll go back to that first page. So if everything looks good, if all these obviously new customers that you've received in a certain amount of time, some other fields that people like to maybe put is they can put in the status, or even a website, things like that. But anyways, we'll leave this for now, and let's go ahead and save this, because then it'll be saved as a report that you can view really easy. So let's just say new customers, August to January. So we'll save it. And then you do have the ability again to print preview it or export it to a CSV. And let's go ahead and export it just to show what it would look like. It does take a second to load. Cool, so let's open this up with Excel. Cool, obviously I don't have that many customers going on here. Probably have a lot more, but Cool. I have the company name, the email, the city, what the customer's name is, campaign of how they kind of heard about us, when we created this customer, even more specific, how many jobs they've had, since that time frame, and even the last service date. So when was the last time we reached out to them? And that also might be a good thing to filter by. If you want to look at a specific time frame of the last service date, maybe you want to get customers you haven't talked to or they haven't used your service in the last 6 months. You obviously can filter around the date ranges and see when pick out some customers that you haven't spoke to or they haven't used your service in a while. Obviously, get them in an email campaign, reach out to them, offer up some kind of an incentive, whatever it may be. Just another way to get in touch with them. So great, you have this information, Excel file. You can do what you want with it. There was 3 kind of just campaign monitoring companies that I know of. It's just campaignmonitor.com. There's MailChimp, Constant Contact. So you can go to any of their sites, set something up, and I believe you just download or import a CSV, and you're able to then have this information to go for them. So again, customizable, really easy to do. And again, you can make a bunch of these reports. So if you do a certain time frame, that's fine. This one is here. You can make another one for a certain time frame, and then again, you can access this at any point with just the click of a button. If you need to edit it, you can do that, or if you need to delete it as well, really easy. So great, that's all I had for those 2 kind of subjects. Hopefully that was kind of informative. Reviews is something that we would actually have to turn on. It is kind of a specific feature we switch on for you. And just the easiest way would to be get in touch with our support team. Reach out to them, let them know you want the reviews kind of module worked with, and then we're able to kind of get that situated. I say that because what happens when a work order is finished is they're going to get this email, which has the stars on it, and then they're also just going to get another email that has a link to the PDF of the real work order. So essentially getting 2 emails right when the job is finished. And so we ask that you turn it on just to make sure you understand that you're sending them 2 emails. But we do see a lot of success of companies using this, having the ability to see, what customers are happy, what customers you can maybe reach out to and get to know more. But whatever it may be, knowing reviews is really helpful. And then also, lastly, too, I did put on the webinar, the newsletters. We're able to kind of link. It does take some coding work, I believe, but we're able to kind of link these reviews to your site. We can work with your designer to kind of put these on your site and have the reviews showcased in a certain format with your website or such. So we can get more in touch about that. That would be also handled by our support team. They can assist you with getting that all situated. Cool, great. Any questions from you guys? I'll open it up for Q&A right now. You can turn on your microphone, or if you just want to easily just chat me. There's a chat box. If any questions come up, happy to help out.
Kevin?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you'll be able to recreate it on the fly like this, but had a question this morning about how to handle a bounced check.
Ooh, that's a great question. Is this Steve?
Yes.
Bounce checks. I don't
Know
know
that
that
you
one.
can show it without a QBO hooked up, but
What's that?
I say I don't know that you can show it without a QuickBook account hooked up, but
Yeah,
figured I'd ask.
it's a good question. I haven't heard that one, so unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that, and I don't want to kind of try to give you an answer that seems long-winded and some errors in it. So I would, I can reach out to Daniel and or support team and have them reach out to you because I want to make sure you get the right answer to that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Any other questions that I can
Hi,
help?
Alex.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hi, it's Cindy from Central Mass. The reviews that we're able to put out there, it's out there for every work order. Is it also there for when an invoice is sent?
No, good question. Just for the work order. Just when the work order is finished.
Why not when the invoice? But then they're getting it repeatedly because we're out there daily, so they're getting like 7 or 8 of these,
So that's a great
yet they
question.
don't get one when they get their completed invoice.
Yeah. Good question. And so I might have skipped over this step because I didn't show the mobile app. But when you finish the job, it does. You can have the prompt that says, excuse me, whether this is the final visit or whether is more visits to come. And so if there is more visits to come, you'd select that, and then um, they wouldn't necessarily, I don't think, get that review email. So they would still get.
So that's something that my guys in the field would have to do?
Well, it does. It prompts them automatically when they finish the job. It just asks them if it's the final one or if there's more visits.
So conceivably, it can just go for the final work order?
Uh, well, I don't think it knows what the text in the with it doesn't really know what the final work order is. You're saying why doesn't it
No, the
automatically
tech would
just?
need to key that in.
Yeah. So when the technician is on the job, when they finish it, it'll prompt them to ask if it's the last one or not. And so if it is the final one, then it'll send out that review. Does that
All
make?
right, and they're not published, meaning we cannot put them on our website, is that correct?
Yeah. So they're not published to your website. What I meant by the designer thing was we could conceivably do some development work with the designer and have them published, where the approval process would essentially filter that, where you know how I selected approve or not, that would then
Right.
publish it to the website.
All right, and is there anything in the works for that to be going on or happening or?
As far as getting it to your website,
Yeah.
yeah, we can do that. That would have to be run through our support team. You just kind of work with them, and there would be some technical configurations going on, but we could do that.
Well, I'm finding that people are going to our website a little more frequently lately for
Hmm.
some reason, which is a good thing. And I think having the reviews out there, if we do have them, is going to be beneficial.
Yeah, no,
Better than getting them through Yelp or anywhere else.
no question, no question. Um, and so, yeah, absolutely. If the people are praising and giving 5 stars and saying good things, it certainly helps to have that on your site if people are frequenting your website. So that's kind of what I
All
wanted to
right.
show. This was if doing a good work, then you want to make it known, and there's an easy way to kind of get that published.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.
Hello, Alex.
Yes.
Alex, my name is Jeff King. We have a pest control company. We send out multiple, like we do a Burger King franchise, Subway franchise. So their corporate headquarters is listed on an email. Every time we check out of the job, they get that work order. Is there a way to include the reviews just in the email rather than them get two separate emails each time?
Um, yeah. So essentially, you're saying, can it be one of the same email instead of two emails?
Yeah, I know support had added. We had our web designer design like a quarterly newsletter that he kind of attached, and it comes like on the bottom when you open up the work order, it comes out, um, pests of the month or whatever it may be,
Hmm.
and it's done. It looks really nice, but I didn't know if they could add that just so they're not getting to get two emails every time we check out of one of their locations is kind of cumbersome to whoever's going to be checking the emails.
Yeah, understand. I think that's something we're going to work on. That's something we want to try to eliminate as well, as far as kind of condensing it into one. Um,
Hmm.
but at this time, it's just, unfortunately, it's kind of two separate ones. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's something we are, I think, looking into a little bit more, and could change in the near future, because essentially getting nobody wants to get more emails than they should. So we want to obviously probably,
Yeah. A lot of people are hesitant to give their email to begin with, and then when you finally get it, if they're getting too, you don't want to like spam them, I guess, you know.
yeah, completely understand. I'll make note of this again, and even if I'll get in touch with you, and maybe give you a more specific update, and a just a timeline of when that could be something we implement.
Sure. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Cool. These are all great questions. If anything else comes up, myself, support, always here. Um, and it's not just like things that are going wrong, but things obviously you'd like to see improved upon, things that you want to ask us if we're going to change things, because the truth is we have a list of things we're going to work on, and we can give you a more specific timeline of if it's either on our roadmap, or when it's going to be on our roadmap, or if it's just not going to be on our roadmap at all. We have a pretty good outline of what 2016 looks like. So happy to give you some look into that of a specific feature. All right, cool. This seems no other questions. I don't want to take everyone's time too long, so I'll let everyone get going. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Any questions in the meantime, please reach out. If you want a specific demo, just a full-on demo, we're happy to set that up. We do a screen share, and we can tailor the demo to your business, your workflow, things like that. So that's always an option if it's more than just a specific question. Cool. Thanks, guys, for joining. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and have a great couple weeks. Take care, guys.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.